Integrating CG effects, particularly into any live-action environment, is challenging things because you've got to actually re-simulate the environment on set to very accurate detail.
We start with the live-action footage, and they match the live-action camera and create a virtual camera in the computer in 3D. And this camera moves around and matches what the real camera did.
Camera tracking these days has gotten a lot more sophisticated. So when we have a set like this, where there's lots of very sharp corners and geometry, and it's a very hard surface environment, lots of points, and there's also harsh lighting. So when you have something in light and something out of light, where those two meet is enough for the computer to lock on and track it. But there's still moments when the camera whips around. In that moment of blur, there's nothing that can be tracked by the computer. So if we put a few bright points, in this case LEDs, then the computer during that moment of blur can find these little bright points and they can track through that easily.
Which meant we didn't have to do a lot of complex motion control moves or anything. We could actually shoot with somebody running around with a handheld camera and very accurately re-simulate that move.
In addition, there's the smoke that's filling the castle at all times. It can be pretty thick occasionally, and as the camera is further away from the subject, there's all this smoke involved, and things get soft in the distance and hard to see. One of these little LEDs will show up on film as a bright spot, even behind layers and layers of smoke. And through that, the computer can still lock on, even if it can't see anything but that spot.
We would do a technique, a LiDAR technique, which was a laser referencing technique. And that means that the computer can actually take points of data and reposition your computer camera to match exactly.
Basically what it does is this measures angle and distance and gives me a 3D image of those points in space. So what it allows me to do is set up somewhere and survey where the cameras are, and then survey certain pieces on set, or like here the driftwood in the sand. And what that does, it gives us distance and allows us to track the shot and all sorts of fancy stuff.
You have to have a good relationship with the camera department because they don't let anyone touch their camera, but we get to go up and put our, measuring devices on there. They actually let us deploy a brand new technology on the film from Arri Camera Systems.
We've built a special box for them called the data capture box, and that is this box here. And this box collects all the information from the camera, how fast the camera's running, what the mirror shutter angle is, what the focus, zoom, and iris are set at. And it takes that information and stores it. And at the end of the day, the visual effects guys will come and take the information with a USB stick off, and that allows them then to combine the stuff shot by the film camera with the computer graphics later.
By doing that, it helped us in post later on. I'll tell you, the barriers are broken.
We try and blend everything together, match the very finest detail in the live action to the virtual elements, so that you're none the wiser as a viewer.